So Baroness Mone, she goes on and on. What will we say? Oh, you're a feisty one. You're a feisty one, aren't you? So now that she's been called out as a liar, she's fighting back and she's saying, what is Rishi Sunak talking about? She's doing this on Twitter, on X. I was honest with the Cabinet Office, the government and the NHS in my dealings with them. They all knew about my involvement from the very beginning. Their fault. Their fault. Let's move the dirt around. It's rather like shoveling horse manure, isn't it? Or we don't really have anywhere to put it, so we're going to push it over there. Or sweeping the floor and brushing the dust under the carpet. They all knew about my involvement from the very beginning. It's all their fault. And Lord Bethel, who was in the Department of Health at the time during the pandemic, he was a minister, and he says that she wasn't honest about her financial interest to me. She didn't explain from the very beginning about her financial involvement. He's writing that on X as well. This thing is no longer happening in a court, though there are criminal charges pending. This is happening on social media. It is extraordinary. And the Liberal Democrats are calling for an urgent independent inquiry into what happened at Cabinet Office meetings over these contracts. The more this scandal unfolds, the more serious the questions for Michael Gove and other ministers to answer. The more serious questions for Matt Hancock, but he's no longer a minister. He's out appearing on television like Mr. Farage. All we see of Matt Hancock and Farage are their respective bottoms. I don't think we've seen Matt Hancock's bottom. Oh, you've not seen my bottom. No, let's get into the stationery cupboard and siphon some pens into a container. Let's find a pencil with an appropriate rubber. Ooh, no, it's a scurrilous pigsty of depravity. And Baroness Mone has admitted that she lied to the media. Why would she restrain her natural indiscretion, her natural ability to lie? Why would she restrain herself when she's talking to a minister? Because they all lie as well, don't they? Don't they? Isn't that what Matt Hancock was doing in the stationery cupboard with, I can't remember what her name was. But he wasn't exactly being honest, was he? He was hoping he could get away with it. Oh, let's get away with a little stationery movement. Let's make the stationery cupboard move. Is that honest? Is that honest? And Rishi Sunak? I mean, is Rishi Sunak being entirely honest? And what about Suella Braverman and this whole business of trying to redefine the meaning of a word? The Supreme Court says the word means unsafe. Oh, let's redefine that word as safe. Let's just take the UN off that, because we don't really like the UN, do we? Ooh, we're just going to redefine these words. Let's redefine the words. That's the cabinet honesty. And then we expect one person to be slightly more honest than another. It's ridiculous. At least Baroness Mone has got that right. She's no worse than anybody else. But she has admitted on breakfast television on a Sunday morning, she has admitted that she lied to the media. And why would we take her seriously when she says, well, I lied to you, but I didn't lie to them? That's the issue, really, isn't it? And her company, MedPro PPE, is now being investigated by the National Crime Agency. And yet she still thinks that she can remain in the House of Lords. I think she's got some serious thinking to do, and I think she should be writing a letter of resignation to His Majesty the King.